What's up, blue chips? 3 trades today, 1 on the short side, 2 on the long side, all technically winners. Let's get to it. Real quick, traders, if you are new here, first off, I'm Tim here at Volatility Trading, but again, we are trying to adapt to some tweaks in our old strategy, attempting to make it a new and improved strategy. So bear with me with the share size, bear with me with the gains and stuff like that. If you guys are really interested in that, they will come, just not yet. So here's the live trades. Gonna start CWH here. We're just going to take that off, sitting right there at VWAP. I feel like the odds are we might get a little bit of a bounce, but we'd be risking like a 40-cent pop just looking for 10 more cents, so it's really not worth it. The risk reward there from that point isn't worth it, so we'll take that off there. We're on the bid. All right, we're going to start it there. I lowered my share size, and it didn't want to give it to us on the bid, so let's see what we can get here. Kind of have this key area over here as well that I was looking at. See if we can use previous resistance as support here and the whole dollar. It's kind of the thought process here. Looking to at least get back up to this 1130 area. All right, we'll get an add there. Try not to put them too close together, but the spread was kind of not being nice. So let's try our new little hotkey here. Hopefully it doesn't mess with us. All right, cool. It worked. Most likely could look for higher here, but see if we can't just get the quick one. Curious just to how it would work as well. We're on the ask. All right, so it didn't quite give us the amount that I was looking for, but that was my fault because I started with smaller share size. But that was definitely, the hotkey worked, which is nice. And the move that we were looking for is what we got. So I went down on share size right at the entry. Just, again, we're being safe here. We're learning. So I'm not too upset with it. All right, we're going to start it here, 469. Had the order at 455, but see if it wants to start to give us that bounce towards $5. Not really budging at 53 either on the bid, so that's kind of good. Starting to think we might set a stop, though, just because the wife needs to... We're actually just going to take it all right there. Oh, what happened? Oh, shit. I hit the wrong button. Damn it. I messed that up. Let's see what we do right here. Might just end up taking this break even now. Dang it. I'm so used to that button being the bottom button. Ah, that's so frustrating. All right, we're going to jump out there. Dang it. Yeah, I just jumped out because I had a bunch of stuff going through my head, especially because I hit the wrong button as well. I should have been out over 450 there. We ended up getting out at 445. So that's actually going to end up being a wash trade after commissions. Kind of a bummer. Very much a bummer. I was going to just put the stop, and we would have got stopped out anyway because I was going to put the stop at 49 if we broke 50 again. All right, traders, real quick, just to go over the trades here on SDC. This was, I mean, they're going to start to look pretty similar in what we're looking at. We're looking for those extensions away from VWAP, just extensions away from previous support. And on this one, we actually, that line that we had shown you on the stream earlier, we were looking for this to kind of hold its previous support as well. And we also had the nice whole dollar of 11 there as well. So a nice double entry here into, we used our new hot key that we made here, and it gave us 1R on the trade. So a little bit early on taking profit there. We probably could have looked up closer to 1120, but I really was curious if the button would work, and obviously it did. But it kind of gave us a little bit lower of an take profit than I had liked, just because we pretty much bottom ticked it. So that was a little unfortunate there because we were looking for at least this 1120 area, but no big deal. I actually think we were looking for like the 1130 area, and as you can see, this thing just kept on going. It actually went almost all the way back up to the highs, so pretty crazy. We would have never been in for that whole move, but yeah. So CWH. This was a short, one of our only short trade of the day. This thing popped up right out of the gates. Wasn't on too much volume. Had a good float. Kind of stuck around up here around that $17 area for a second. As it started coming back down, we jumped in and we got in at 1660 on this, as you can see there. And we just wrote it down. We were looking for that VWAP touch as well as the $16 touch. We ended up taking it at 1620 just because it seemed to kind of stall right there on VWAP. So I kind of figured we were going to get some kind of like a sloppy seconds or maybe even a move back up towards high of day. And we were only looking, our order was sitting at 1610. We weren't really looking to risk, 40 cents, maybe even end up losing on this trade if it really wanted to just pop out of nowhere just for another 10 cents. It didn't make sense to risk that much just for another 10 cents. So if we were still taking partials, it'd be a different story, but that's not really what we're looking to do with the new strategy. And that was CWH. So on to the last trade here of ADAP. You'll see that this one looks a little bit different. And this is kind of what we're looking for. We're looking for these moves where it gives us an opportunity to get a few ads in. However, this one just did not seem to want to bounce at all, right? It kept trying, but we weren't really getting, like if we go back to SDC real quick, see how we get the move down and we get a nice bounce up. Now, granted, you're not always going to get a move back towards high of day, but usually you get something, at least back up towards VWAP or something like that. But in this case, this is one of those ones where it just stair-stepped down and really never really gave us a good bounce. So, and as you can see, it's kind of just consolidating sideways, really using that 450 area as resistance. Now, my exit here at 445, if you guys were on the live stream, I'm pretty sure I will end up editing this in so you guys can see it. But my wife stayed home sick today, and these are not excuses. I'm just telling you what happened in real time. She stayed home sick today. I had told her around 11 o'clock that I would be done, And as you can see, that was far from the case. So she was holding off as long as she could for me. And I just so happened to, we got through 450 here. I was like, give me a couple more minutes. We might get up to our profit target, which was sitting at 474. And she was just like, well, I'm definitely not going to make it, another 15 minutes or so. And so I was like, kind of like talking to her, the kid was starting to act up a little bit. I saw it start to come back down towards that 450 area. And I went to hit my sell button, and I hit this one because usually my sell 100% position is always in this spot, which I'm going to change it back so that it is. So I hit this one, and all it did was reset my order that I already had there, and then it shot through 50. Then I kind of started fumbling, like, okay, well, let's see what we're going to do here. And I ended up just saying, you know what, I'm just going to take the position off because it didn't seem like it wanted to pop right back through 450 again. And we ended up with a minor win there. It was like 2 cents, maybe a little over 2 cents, because I think it was like 442 and some change on the average. So it ended up being a break-even trade. After commissions, it actually ended up being a loser. As we'll pull over our TraderSync here, and you'll see here's our 3 trades. ADAP, the net return on that ended up being minus $1.45. SDC, we only ended up making $2.55, and CWH 6.50. So again, keep in mind in the future, if we're trading the bigger size, add a 0 to all of these numbers. Obviously not this net return, because that would be different just because commissions aren't going to go up the same amount as the return. But, this could have been $330, $480, $8, or even just $33, $48, $80. Like that's how we should be looking at it. I don't want to add 2 zeros there, but you get the idea. So we're working on something that's new. We're trying to learn how to be consistent with it. We're trying to be put in all the situations like ADAP, so that we can learn from them, right? So even though this ended up being a break-even trade, we ended up exiting it incorrectly, but in hindsight, it did tend to, or it's looking like it might work out in our favor if we go down and check out the chart. As you can see, it's kind of just fumbling around here. So it's starting to get to that point where it could be hitting this trend line, whatever it wants to do. It is definitely basing out, so you might get a move later in the day back up to that take profit, and it would have been a nice take profit. So who knows? It's all a learning experience right now. And that's why we're doing it. That's why we're staying small with our share size, so that we don't hurt ourselves in the account, protect our capital, and we're going to move forward. So with that, like and subscribe, guys. If you haven't already, I always appreciate that support. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.